When you have a character named Heaven, it's almost always too good to be true, and there was definitely some side eyes in this episode, like, maybe the sister is looking into things a little too much, and death flags are on the horizon for more than just Takt and Destiny, and now Lenny and Titan. You know what, the whole cast might as well have a death flag at this point, but, for a while, I've been talking about the ways I see the show going, and basically after last week, my assumption was either they're going to commit to, the main character surviving, or both Takt and Destiny will probably go out together, because it'd just be too heartbreaking for, Takt to have to see a second loved one die before him. I guess you could say maybe just Takt and, Cosette / Destiny, whatever happens there gets to go on, but it's feeling likelier and likelier that, by the time this wraps up, there'll be one final performance, and that will be the song, and then they'll probably, close their eyes for the last time. And this episode definitely doesn't give that much hope, though you could argue things are being kept a secret. If those secrets are revealed, maybe there is a way to make it so that, the life force isn't being drained in order to fuel Destiny, and that, the same time Takt goes out, she goes out as well. So ultimately it's kind of a symbiotic relationship. They both benefit from the other, but at the same time, they're killing each other all at the same time. And they did a great job, I found, this episode at exploring what happened, because I've definitely seen the comments be made over the weeks, like, hey, it almost feels like Takt himself can fight the same way a music card can. Like, what's going on? Does he have special powers? Things like that. And in this episode, while they're starting to go real technical with it, I'm glad they didn't go overly technical, because sometimes anime fall victim of trying to be a little too smart for their own well-being. Here, they explain what went down, the fact that he did kind of get enhanced strength and things like that, and because of the weird anomaly that was their relationship, they both kind of benefited and were kind of transformed without really wanting to, so it's a very different ritual type situation than they're used to, and unfortunately, there's no real turning back. It's either you live a peaceful life and, yeah, your lifespan's cut, but at the very least, it won't get worse. It's only going to get worse if you continue to fight, but you knew damn well that they're going to continue, because for Destiny, she wants to fight. She wants to take down the D2s, and ultimately the only way for them to ever hear the beautiful music that someone like Takt is going to create is you need to destroy the D2s once and for all, and that's really her biggest passion right now, is to hear his music, and he wants to make music, so ultimately they're not going to back down. They'd rather go down fighting than anything like that. But this was the type of episode that definitely made you worry about their future. And I think I mentioned it was either in last week's video or the week before, just because, they're setting up what seems to be character death. If they don't commit to it, that doesn't make it bad. Like, characters living or dying isn't a bad thing, even if, your expectations are one way. It's all about the execution. And, I mean, truthfully, they have a way that they could keep them alive. There's clearly secrets. I mean, they end the episode with seemingly Lenny about to expose what went down with his father and everything 10 years back, so there's potential that the secrets could save them for, maybe other characters like, we get introduced to Anna and Cosette's sister, and maybe there's secrets even she doesn't know about. So there is the potential, there's the mystery that could save them, but all signs are pointing, if you were a betting man, to put all your money on them most likely not surviving, but there is that possibility they could. So either way, I'm not going to feel betrayed if they go in either of those directions, but it's definitely frightening, and I think for kind of probably the last calm before the storm episode, because now that things are kind of out of the bag, it seems like the last spot that was kind of untouched, New York, is about to be touched, and it's not looking good for them. So to have one last kind of hurrah, it was almost a date episode. I like that the sisters kind of let them just kind of hang out, and there's a lot of sweet moments seeing that they feel connected. They feel like inseparable people, and, there was no way one of them was going to feel one way and the other was going to feel another. You weren't going to see Takt say, I'm just going to not fight anymore, and then Destiny saying, I'm going to. It was going to be they're going to commit to the same thing. And to see the idea of the funeral scene where, or the kind of memorial scene, I guess I should say, with the, someone who impacted so many lives and, leaving the rose, you knew they weren't backing down anytime soon. Really, I thought this episode was just going to put the death flags on Lenny and Titan, because they kick off the episode and it just feels like something ominous is going on, comparing the location that we see of our main cast here to then where Lenny's at, in just the destruction it feels like he has everyone's best interest in heart in terms of the main cast, but because of the type of personality Takt is, he's about to learn the truth, and that truth, I'm not sure if he's going to be ready. I'm curious to see if his father was partially behind what went down, if he was just a victim and got betrayed. I mean, I don't trust the Symphonica in the slightest. I haven't for a very long time, over half this anime anyway. And the fact that, underground, it seems like the tuning fork is once again there. Like, who is behind this? Because, characters like Schindler, they were just puppets and they meant nothing. They're now locked in a loony bin. But who is truly going to be the one pulling the main strings? And honestly, it doesn't look good for the characters. So for the final stretch of an anime, you set up the escalation and tension in the best possible sense, while giving those emotional heart-tug moments. Like seeing the family past just Anna and how they responded to Destiny and just everything like that. I mean, it was emotional before characters really responded. And they had so many subtle gestures with the sister, like clenching her fist very slightly, showing a sign of remorse about what went down, despite at face value she's very positive and is happy. And to finally see the truth of what's going on, because for so long, Upper Boy's arm, it's been getting worse and worse, and to see the truth of there's nothing you can do and you both are attached to one another, like just try to live a peaceful life. Everyone's trying to get them to live a peaceful life, but with the way the world's at, I don't think a peaceful life is even on the table for general people who aren't a music cart or a maestro and things like that. But the thing that kind of shocked me on the production side of this episode, for not having really any action, the background details from the beautiful scenery of New York to the destruction in the wasteland that Lenny's dealing with, there was so many times where I was looking at the details and I'd pause and scan left to right, top to bottom, and there wasn't a single thing I didn't like looking at. From the car models to the buildings to the trees. The trees were probably the best looking things in this episode. Really, really enjoyed it. With the really great expressive body animation again. I think the last time I really complimented that was when they're at Las Vegas and they had the farmland there. All the characters, they don't just feel stiff and they don't interact by just being an anime character. Characters will lean on things and they have different postures. It's the little details you don't see many anime take, because it's not something I think a lot of directors think of, but it adds so much realism to a series that easily could be the most anime thing out there. But I think the heart of the character writing is really selling me on feeling like I'm connected, I want them to live, but also there's so much realism behind something that should be the most supernatural thing ever. I mean, we have 3 episodes left to go. I definitely think they can end it in a satisfying way. There's definitely some humming and hawing on should it be more than one core early on, but at this point, 12 episodes seems like it's going to be a damn fine finale, even if it does make us bawl our eyes out. But let me know your thoughts, feelings down below, favorite moment, theories if you have any. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.